Today is Sunday, September 16th. Let's do a quick update here on the aquaponics system. We're looking at chili plants that are growing in 3 different floating raft beds that are all hooked up to my aquaponics system. These began setting a few weeks ago. I picked a batch off last week. I'll be picking another batch off this week. The only thing that kind of jumps out at me is that some of these are ripening before they get to full size. These chilies usually get closer to the size of my hand than that. More like this one over here. This is more of a normal size. So I don't know what the cause of that is. If somebody knows, really appreciate knowing what I can do to make them grow out more. But other than that, they're looking pretty good, and they're not all like that. I mean, there are definitely some normal sized ones in here, like this one, and I mean quite a few. There's some here. That one is looking pretty good, and this plant here is about to set a bunch more fruit. And back in there. So these other raft beds have a lot of basil here in this one. That plant's really taken off. Purple basil's looking good as well. Mint. Another basil, another mint. Arugula, oregano. And then over here in this wicking bed, there's some more chili plants. These have grown, the plants have grown much taller than the aquaponic plants before beginning to set fruit. So it looks like they put more energy into growing before setting fruit for some reason. But this one here is looking really good because in terms of, it's now started to flower, and I can see that it's going to produce a heck of a lot of chilies. So that'll be interesting to see how that comes out. This one next to it, over here, hasn't really started. It did throw out a chili down at the bottom, but it hasn't really thrown any others out yet. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. And then I've got these other 2 wicking beds, that one and this one over here. This one's full of arugula that I'll be taking a lot of that out today. And then over here is another gravel bed that's got a lot of aloe in it, some rosemary, some chives. That's about it. Oh, I did have a big scare with the system this week because the electricity went out, and I have an emergency pump that goes on when the electricity goes out. It's just a bilge pump that's hooked up to a car battery, actually a boat battery, and it turns on and it pumps water. It's down at the bottom of you can see it right there, that red thing. So it just pumps water from the tank up through this hose so that it sprays back down on the tank in order to keep the oxygen exchange going. Here, I'll turn it on to show it. So the power goes out, that pump turns on. So there it is, spraying down into the tank. Well, that's worked like that for a long time. That's been my setup for, this is going on 2 years now. Never had any problems with it. But this past week, power went out for a while, and the battery died. So I just automatically assumed that all the fish were going to be dead because there's no way. Well, I just thought they would consume all the oxygen, but they didn't die. That pump went out for, I think it was at least an hour, and none of the fish died. So I guess I have a low fish stocking density, low enough so that that amount of going without surface tension, what do you call it? Surface exchange of gases at the surface without dying. So I'm very happy that I didn't get any dead fish. So anyway, that's about it. Thanks for tuning in.